Good morning team, Michael here from Sport Auckland. Today's daily activity challenge is day 36. So we're going to be doing some reverse planks today. So they're going to target our hamstrings and our glutes and also the lower back. We're then going to move into some single leg lowers, which will target the lower abdominal muscles through here. And then we're going to do a rolling plank. So a rolling plank is a new one for us. So we've got 3 exercises today. We're going to do 60 seconds on each exercise, have a 15-second break between each of them, and we're going to go through 2 rounds in total. So 3 exercises, 60 seconds of work, 15 seconds rest. It's a total of 6 sets. In addition to the daily activity challenge, we're also encouraging everyone with our wellness tips. So each week we're going to have a different focus. So this week's focus is to boost your vegetable intake. So today's focus is to try a new recipe that has vegetables in it, or include vegetables in a meal that you already do. But yeah, boost those vegetables, put more vegetables into it, try a new vegetable, or yeah, if you've already got an existing favourite recipe, throw some vegetables in it and see what happens. So this morning I had an omelette, and I don't normally, but I put some mushrooms in there. So that's one way of boosting my vegetable intake for the day. So give it a crack, try a new recipe that has vegetables in it, or add some vegetables into something that you're already doing. Alright, we'll get into the mahi. So we're going to get started. 60 seconds of our hip bridges, and yeah, jump in and join me. Alright, so first exercise. I'm going to do this on a mat because it's quite wet this morning, but it's dew from last night. So a reverse plank, we're going to get our timer set up at 60 seconds. Reverse plank, essentially we're going to lift the hips up off the ground here, and we're going to try and hold those hips nice and high. If you want a progression or an option to make that harder, we can lift one leg and lower. Lift and lower. Okay, so 60 seconds, we'll get it underway. 3, 2, 1, our time begins. Off we go. Okay, so this is our position here. Okay, if we want to make it harder, we can lift one leg at a time. Don't need to, it's just a progression option. If you're finding it really hard, just bring those feet back a little bit further and try and hold those hips up nice and high. We can do that in a static position if you need to. Otherwise, we go nice and long and lift. Target muscle groups here: hamstrings, glutes, and the lower back. Also engaging the core muscles as well. Remember to breathe. Take your time. Remember, hips up nice and high, so we're trying to squeeze the butt muscles. Keep them nice and high. Okay, if you are struggling, just bring those feet in a little bit closer. Bring those hips up nice and high, and hold them in that position. Don't know how we're going for time because I can't see my watch, but we'll probably almost be there. Challenge here. Okay, it's 1 minute. Cool, so we get 15 seconds rest. Okay, just stretch out those shoulders. Okay, next exercise we move on to is for the lower abdominals, single leg lowers. Lying on the back. Bring the knees and the feet up into a tabletop position. From there, slowly lower one leg to the ground. Bring it back to the top. Push the leg away. Bring it back to the top. Okay, time begins. 60 seconds of work. These ones we want to do them nice and slowly. There's no rush. Okay, if you're finding that too hard, we just have the toe tap option. So you're not extending the foot quite so far. Just dropping that foot away. Okay, if you want the progression, nice and long, nice and slow. Breathing is key. Try and keep your stomach button nice and tight. Okay, just the focus here is we're activating those abdominals. How are we going for time? 10 seconds to go. Keep breathing. So relax your head if you can. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Okay. Swivel around for our next exercise. Next exercise is called a rolling plank. Set ourselves up in a standard plank position. And from there, we're essentially going to move our body weight forward and back. Forward and back. Okay, so timer is on. If we can't do this one, we'll hold a plank position on the knees, and then from there we'll try and lift one knee at a time. That's our option. Okay, if we can't do the rolling plank, try and stabilize your hips so you're just lifting one leg at a time. Otherwise, for the rest, rolling plank, moving forwards and backwards. Try and keep your hips nice and low and keep breathing. So when we're pushing back, those heels are pushed right back. We get a nice stretch in the calves, come back to the front. Okay, if we need to have a rest, try and have your rest here. Hold nice and still. Okay, we've got 10 seconds to go. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, nice work. That's one round. We've got another round to go. So we're back into the hip bridge, or the reverse plank we can call it. Another minute of work. Okay, up we go from here. A minute on the clock. Remember to breathe. Breathing is important. Okay, if you're not feeling it working in the glutes, just try and squeeze your butt cheeks a little bit more and keep that nice line between your shoulder, hip and your ankles. Okay, if we need that advanced, we can move into alternating. If it's too hard, we'll just bring the feet back. Remember to lift the hips. Okay, keep those glutes working. Otherwise we're here. This one's quite advanced. Remember to keep your hips up when you are doing those leg lifts and leg drops. I just need to check my time. Okay, we've got 5 seconds to go. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay. Back down into single leg lowers. Tabletop position with the knees. Okay, remember 1 foot at a time. Push away from the body or relax the head. Try and control your breathing as well. There's an opportunity to really work through the lower abdominal band there. You might also feel it working through the top of the hips here. So those are our hip flexors, because they're obviously what holding the feet there, holding the thighs there. Keep breathing. Okay, if you need the option built in there, we just move into a tap position. Nice and easy. Still working the core. Nice and long if you can. 15 seconds to go. Try not to pull the head forward. Try and relax if you can. It's very easy to get up into this position here. Try and relax. Okay, and time. Alright, next exercise. Back to the rolling plank. So take the options if you can. If you can, take the most advanced one, do that one, start with that, and then reduce back to the regression if you need to. Okay, got a minute to go. Here we go, time on. Okay, rolling plank, move the weight over the hands, and then back. Forwards and backwards. Remember, if we need an option, we can be here in a kneeling plank, or if you want to take it a level above there, we can lift one at a time. Nice and slow. Okay, if not, you've also got a front plank static option, so no movement. But what we're really wanting to challenge the body is to do our rolling plank here. Okay, and while you're there, you can think about, well, what's the vegetables that I'm going to put into my next meal today, or this evening, or at lunchtime? How can I boost my vegetable intake? Okay, how are we going for time? We've got 10 seconds to go. Stay with us. This will be the end of the set, the end of round 2. So today we've worked the core, the hamstrings, the glutes, and the lower back. Okay, time. Beautiful. Awesome. Well, hopefully you enjoyed that little challenge. Really good one. Obviously you don't need any equipment to do it at all. Your homework for today is to tag someone in this post, get them to do the workout. Let us know how you're finding these little workouts, and we can shape them up to help you guys out as much as possible. But yeah, take on board the wellness tip for today, boost your vegetables, and try a new recipe that has vegetables in it. Kia ora.